So we have what I think is going to be a juicy landlord-tenant situation where the landlord loaned money to the tenant to buy furniture, and then the tenant posted their conversations on social media after he asked her to pay him back. That can only be juicy. That can only be probably scandalous. Let's see what happened.
This is the plaintiff, Michael Martucci. He says he helped a tenant of his out by making some loans to her so she could buy furniture and a television. When he tried to get her to pay him back, she posted their conversations on Facebook for the whole world to see and slandered him something awful. Well, he knew then and there the only way he was going to see his money again was by suing her. So that's just what he's doing for the $5,625.47 he's owed. This is the defendant, Sarah Wilson Ware. She says the plaintiff bragged that he has an abundance of money and he lavished her with things as gifts. One day, though, he stripped down completely naked in front of her and her cousin. And when her cousin denied him sexual relations with her, he changed his tune and demanded money. Oh, him? Yeah.
Okay, before I even get into it, I've heard of situations like this. I have heard of them. I have known of situations where landlords have flings. I'm not gonna say affairs. I'm gonna say flings with tenants, and nothing good can come out of that, especially when it involves money. And then I do a lawyer's react? I think I did one where it was a sugar baby and she wanted her money back from her sugar daddy. The sugar daddy wanted money back from her. And he had given her her own Amex under his account. And the judge goes, nah, those are all gifts. You're not going to get it back. So here it's going to be interesting how this was set up. Like, did you loan her money to buy the furniture, etc.? Or did you gift it to her and then when things did not go your way, did you then demand the money back? Because that's how I feel like this is possibly going to go down. This is not going to be good. This is no bueno.
Right. She's accused of taking, but not giving. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,600 for all she's out.
All parties, please, your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn on.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Martucci, how long has Ms. Wilson Ware been your tenant?
I purchased the property approximately 3 years ago, and she was an existing tenant.
She was already living there. Are you still living there now, or you moved?
No, ma'am, I moved.
Okay, so during that time, you guys kind of developed like a friendship, right? Like you were hanging out, you were loaning her money. It was.
No, not during that time. About maybe August, Sarah posted.
What year?
Of 19, Sarah posted on the internet, on Facebook, that there was a domestic disturbance at her house. She posted pictures of the house being beat up and mattresses being knifed and stuff like that. She reached out to the community and said, I have no way to get to work, no one to babysit anymore because this person that had done this damage was kicked out of the house at this juncture. I came forward and said I could at least get you to work, until you can figure something out.
Were you paid for that?
No, I was not paid.
You were just helping her out?
I was just helping her out, yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I knew of her as a tenant, and everything was decent. I was
Okay.
just being a
All right,
good
and then at
Samaritan.
some point she tells you her tale of woe on her couch and television that she bought on a payment plan, which if she didn't finish paying, it was going to double.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you loan her the money.
Yes.
According to you loan her the money.
Yes.
According to you, he gives you the money.
Correct.
Why would anybody give you the money? Why would anybody give you, we're talking about $1,500 worth of stuff. Why would he give it to you rather than loan it to you?
Well, when he gave it to me, he had asked me to come over to his house, and we developed a relationship. We were friends. He was dating a girl, Brittany, at the time, and was going through some things. And I told him I didn't want to come over because I was crying that day. I was going through some things. Yes, I just ended a breakup or whatnot. Well, then when we got over there, he asked what was
Who's
wrong. Me and my daughter.
You and your daughter. How
Yes.
old's your daughter?
She's 2.
Okay.
When we got over there, he had asked what was wrong. I just told him, being a single mom, not having no help, it was getting rough, and it was a start with 2 kids. And he had asked, what could he help with? And I told him nothing. All I need financially is I have my furniture to pay off, and it's doubled if I don't pay it. I said, but I don't want you to pay it because I don't want nothing over my head.
Was this a loan?
Whoa. Why do you bring up your financial woes if you don't want somebody to pay them? First, you post this on the interwebs. Then the landlord sees it. Why the landlord sees you on Facebook? I don't know. I don't have Facebook. I'm not really sure how it works. I get the landlord wanting to be a good guy. It's just kind of not the dynamic to do that. You have a business relationship here. You're providing housing. She's paying you for the housing. There's the business relationship here. So it gets a little tricky. But, she's cute. She's attractive. He had sympathy for her. She posted her on the internet. He knew her. He had the means to help her by being able to transport her to and from work, which, keep in mind, he kind of has an interest in making sure she gets to work because she needs to get to work so that she gets an income so that she can pay him her rent. So, it's not all that altruistic, but I can see the intent there maybe was to be a good guy. Then probably in these commutes, I don't know if he ever did give her a ride. We never really got there. But at some point, they started to have a conversation with one another. And then she starts talking about her financial woes, which would maybe your landlord would not be the person to tell this to, but also I think she's trying to elicit sympathy out of him, because if she can first build a friendship, then she can go, hey, I can't afford my furniture. Also, hey, I can't afford my rent. And if she's friendly with him, he's more inclined to give her a break on the rent. But as the landlord, that would all be suspicious. As a man who finds her attractive, there's apparently no caution. There's no caution on that one. That all caution is in the wind. But let's see. But yeah, no, if you go and tell someone, my furniture payment's going to double if I don't pay it, you don't just say that to just say it just a random floating thought. She's saying it the intention of, the guy's got money, maybe he'll float some to me. And I'll garner sympathy as a single mother. So let's see if she does.
Gift.
No, it was a gift. It was not a loan.
But, okay, he says it was a loan. What, do either of you have any proof of what you're saying? Because if not, I just have to look at the circumstances and try to figure out if it's in fact a loan or a gift. When it's $20, a gift is pretty probable. When it's this kind of money, it's pretty improbable, because people don't just rain money on other people.
I do.
So there's a favor to fronting you the money so you don't have to pay double. But do you have any text back and forth where he says you don't have to pay me back?
I mean, he doesn't say in general you don't have to. Well, he says right here that his friendship was true. He says, sorry, I'm not beating you up over by means, but this is through $25 I had asked him to borrow for my son's haircut before school. And he says, I just can't have $8,000 credit bill and empty-hearted, and people only contacting me when they need something. I'm just not living that life anymore. And then, like I told him in here,
I'm sorry. I had asked you if you had any proof by text that this was a gift and not a loan. Yes or no? Because things you read have nothing to do with what I'm asking.
So this is very similar to the Sugar Baby one. I'm almost certain I did a reaction video to the Sugar Baby one. I remember watching it. I don't have that many videos on my channel. I should have it memorized. But anyways, this was almost the same setup. Except the difference was there wasn't a landlord-tenant dynamic in that one. That one was like a sugar baby, sugar daddy. This one, that case also was like, what do the text messages say? So if you're going to lend someone money, and I know this sounds silly, you should have it in writing. You should have a little note written up, some text messages. Hey, I just lent you some money, just so we have a record of it. I'm confirming I gave you $1,500 so that, whatever it is, so you pay for your furniture. you'll pay me back on some. When you lend someone money, right there in the lending, you should probably have an idea of how it's going to be paid back to you. So like $1,500, and you'll pay me, $500 each month for the next 3 months. Sure, whatever the thing is, you should have that. Then simply write a text message and go, hey, just confirming this is what we're doing. And if you're the person lending the money, then you send that. Because don't rely on the person borrowing the money to document that they're borrowing it. It's not in their favor to document it. So if you're lending the money, document it. Send you a text message so we can keep this in our records. So in the future, here's what's going on. I lent you this amount of money. Here's the terms of how you're going to pay it back. Then you have a record. I did not just give them the money. I lent it to them with the expectation of getting paid back. Let's go.
Do you have any texts there that say, this is a gift, you don't have to pay me back?
I mean, he never said it was a gift. No.
Oh, if he never said it was a gift, why wouldn't you have to pay him back those two things?
We never had a loan. I never asked him to pay anything. I mean, I have texts where I say, I never asked you to pay anything. And I told him I didn't want him to pay.
Whoa, wait. I never asked him. His credit card just slipped into the credit card machine and then just paid and like, Well, if you didn't ask him, then you shouldn't have given him a check right there. Like, hey, I didn't ask you for this. Here's the money. Don't pay it. But he paid it. You didn't ask him, but it sounds like he wants $5,000. So I don't know how much he paid for her, but to be like, I never asked for it. Well, you never stopped the guy. So,
Are you supposed to pay him back or not? That's a legal question in front of me. And if you're saying he never said it was a gift, that legal question has been answered. Now, according to you, she did not pay October, November, or half of December when she was there.
That's it.
And so you're suing for that rent. Did you pay that rent?
No, I did not.
Okay, and why did you not pay that rent?
Well, I moved out November 17th. Actually, the keys were there November 16th. I moved everything November 15th because he was harassing us to get out. And I was cleaning his other apartments, and helping him rent them out.
Apartment, I'm sorry.
Okay, but I'm not understanding.
So
When had you cleaned another apartment?
Like
you're describing a situation where he's throwing you out, but then you're saying he's also employing you. So the first question to you is, what day did you move out?
November. I moved out November 15th.
Do you dispute that? Okay, then why are you suing for mid-December?
Because the lease clearly states that I'm supposed to get a written 30-day notice.
Oh, and she didn't give you notice?
No, all she did was send me a...
Did you give him 30 days notice back in October that you were moving November 15th?
No, he got a notice way before that. In August.
Okay, prove to me the notice. Why do you keep looking at him? Prove to me that you gave him notice like you're supposed to, the 30 days notice.
We were...
Okay. Here's what's going down. So there's a lot of, she owes rent money and I guess this, whatever credit card payments. I'm not even clear what's going on here. But, okay, now she didn't get proper notice. If you don't give proper notice, you could be on the hook for another 30 days. You got to give 30-day notice. This is assuming it's a month-to-month lease. If it's a term lease, like, let's say the lease ended in January, but she moved out in November, she could possibly be on the hook for December through January, right? So if it's a month-to-month, which it might very well be, because she's existed there when he bought it, so it's likely she was a month-to-month tenant. She's got to give, proper notice, and she didn't give proper notice, so that's probably going to trigger another 30 days that she's got to pay for. Now, if she gave him notice, she's claiming I gave him notice in August that I was moving out in November, so let's see what her notice is.
About me moving.
Do you have proof that you gave? I don't know how to make my question more simple. Do you have proof that you gave him the 30-day notice?
Here's conversations between us about what he has to do in the house.
Do you
that I was
have
leaving.
proof that you gave him 30 days notice? This is my last chance that I'm giving you to look through your evidence.
I do, ma'am.
Good. Take your time, look through the evidence.
Thank you.
Give me proof that you gave him in October notice that you were leaving in November. Okay, and while she's looking for that, let me ask you, you're suing for $3,150 estimate from a contractor for what?
There was during this domestic dispute that they had, there was significant damage done to the...
Do you have pictures of that damage?
Yes.
What is this picture supposed to show me?
That's items left behind. She did not clean the apartment at all. She left
table.
Well, there's pictures of, yeah, that's a table in the living room.
Okay, what is this picture supposed to
That's
show?
crayon marking on the side of a refrigerator.
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and
Okay, but why wouldn't that just wipe off?
I'm stating that she did not clean. There was
Okay.
damage done to the property. The
What is
carpets
this a
were
picture of?
That's a doorknob ripped off on the bathroom. Based on, I can only imagine people trying to open doors while people were trying to stay on the other side. So
What is this a picture of?
That's
It wasn't cleaned up?
no cleaning done inside the kitchen.
What is this a picture of?
That's something was thrown in the sink that wouldn't come out, and I had to replace the sink.
What did you put in here? Like some kind of acidic thing that ruined the sink?
No, that's a lie. I have a video.
So you
of
haven't even
the
seen the
apartment.
picture yet. What is that?
The only thing that was in that sink was bleach water from me cleaning that apartment. That was not ruined. I have a picture of the whole entire house.
Do you have a picture of that sink?
I do have I have a video of that sink. You can see the sink in the video. Yes, I do.
And in the video, the sink isn't ruined?
No, it's not. It's not ruined at
so
all.
we'll see that in a second. You were still looking for proof of notice. The refrigerator's dirty. This is a mess.
Yeah.
Messy. What is this?
Let's see.
This is fist through a wall. Crayon marks.
It's hard to see, but the door is physically cracked from trying to be pushed.
What the hell is going on in your apartment?
That's a lie. That is such a
Well, no,
lie.
I'm looking at it. There's damage by fists everywhere. Whose
Ma'am.
fists? Are those your fists?
No, that's
No,
a
okay.
lie. That is such a lie. Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, leave the poor guy in the courtroom who's like accompanying the defendant. The judge like, did you punch the wall? Oh my God, Your Honor, you cannot just accuse people. The poor guy is there like just emotional support, and now he's like an emotional punching bag. Oh my God.
Fist through these.
no, there was only one thing wrong with that apartment. It was one hole, and I have a video of me
How did that
leaving
hole
the
get
apartment.
there?
It was from us, and he knew that. I have a text message
How did that
telling
hole
him.
get there?
It was from my daughter's dad. He punched a hole in the wall.
Oh,
and
so it's not so crazy that I said fist through a wall. Now, this
Right.
damage over here on this orange wall, where did that come from?
She went.
No, I'm actually asking you, where did that come from?
Ma'am, the apartment was old. It was falling apart
Where
from the
did
get-go.
this come from? How did this happen?
That damage was not there. Like I don't know. What to
So
tell you.
not it was there before you got it because it was old, but instead he did the damage after you left.
Matter of fact, that's the apartment outside. That is a hallway. That's not even in the apartment. That's
That's
the
the
hallway
egress area where-
downstairs, and it's still like that. I have pictures of the tenant still there. Like it's from people
Is
who
this
moved in and
the
out.
hallway?
This is the hallway right outside
Who
her
has
door.
access to the hallway?
Just her.
And and
hold
the
on a
tenant
second.
downstairs.
Is this a common hallway that someone else can walk through?
That someone could walk through if she left her front door open. Yes.
And the
No.
tenant downstairs.
Okay, you need to stop screaming and interrupting. There was no question pending here. That's the door to her apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. A human can walk up those steps, but only to go to her apartment? There's no apartment on the side?
No.
There's no...
Those stairs lead
Those
only
steps lead only to her
to her
apartment.
apartment.
I got it.
And she.
What
told-
is this? Where's that? Inside the apartment or outside?
That's inside the apartment.
What on earth happened out here? What did happen? These are steps leading right up to only your apartment. What happened there? This is stuff that happens. Why are you looking at him? Why were you looking at him?
Because I said I don't remember seeing that stuff. So.
No, that was not there. That
Okay.
had to be there when she moved in.
When were these pictures taken?
November the 22nd.
When did someone else move in?
Not till December 25th because
Okay.
it took time to
Go
contact.
ahead and show me the pictures inside of your phone. And what about this door jam, which obviously looks like someone bashing the door in? What up with that, ma'am?
I can't see that.
You know, the damage on the outside walls is very consistent with the damage on the inside walls.
Okay, that's paint coming off the wall.
Okay,
That's just
that
falling
is
off.
somebody or something hitting the wall.
I mean, I
Both
have
of
a
those
two-
pictures are somebody or something hitting the wall.
Well, I have a 2-year-old, but as far as I'm
Your 2-year-old doesn't have that kind of strength,
like
babe.
that is paint coming off the wall. That's not and
Yeah,
that
hand
was
it
not
over.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, who am I gonna believe? You or my lion eyes? Come on.
I can't pull
Okay,
it.
no, I would agree with you on this one, that this is paint coming off the wall. This one is the one you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but this is not, this is paint coming off the wall because someone hit the wall. And this is not your 2-year-old span. Because
What,
this
in
is
the
too high up
bedroom?
for a 2-year-old. I don't know, I showed it to you already. But you were so busy denying it that you didn't take a good look. Now take a good look.
No, that was, I don't know. I don't
What do
know.
you think the guy did? Take a
can't
bat and
tell
bash
ya.
things up just so he could have the, he destroyed the place so that then he could go after you to make you pay it. Is that it?
I don't know, but what I do
That
know
doesn't
is
make sense though, right?
I have a video. Like, why would I go and clean
Did
it
you
and
find the
destroy it?
notice? Yes or no?
Yes, I actually did.
Let me see it. In October, giving 30 days notice.
I want to say, here we are,
Or
9/28.
before that.
Told him I was going to pay this month, and you see the date right here. That one's 9/28.
And did you leave?
I left. Actually, October was paid for because I
I'm
cleaned
gonna
his
pay
apartment.
this next month. This is when? When do you send this? In September. Okay, so you're talking about October, and you say, I'm gonna, do you see how maybe you should have a more professional relationship with a tenant than the one that resulted? Do you live there too?
No.
Right, so you don't even
This
live
is just
there
a business.
where it's not, well, no, it's not just business. It isn't. I'm looking at the text. These aren't just business.
Uh-huh.
In fact, according to you, it got a little more. It got really busy business at some point. Tell me about that.
We were supposed to actually go to dinner and discuss our business that we were supposed to start, which was a cleaning business. And he invited my cousin to the dinner, and I told him that we wouldn't be able to sit down and go over everything that we wanted to get situated for the business. If she was to come, because he's a drinker and so is she. And what happened was they drank, so I knew it was going to get messy, so I stayed sober. And then basically what happened is they got really drunk. He started texting his girlfriend with her and saying some off-the-wall things. And then when it all boiled down to it, he ran from the bar. He ended up at home. I looked for him for 2 hours. I finally got to his house. I had his keys.
Yeah, like most landlord tenants do. Go on.
I had his keys, his wallet, his house keys, and his
What?
car. So when we got to his house, he was passed out in his hallway, and I woke him up and told him to go get in the bed. Well, he went inside, got in his bed. Well, he got all the way naked, and then he came walking out.
Naked?
Yes. And my cousin Diamond was looking at him with her mouth dropped, and I turned my head because it's my landlord, and I didn't want to see that. And he kept trying to get her to come in the room, and she told him no. And he got real angry and mad and started attacking her, and that's when I jumped off
That
the
doesn't
couch.
sound like a particularly professional relationship, right?
Well, it's not the truth. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's not the
What
truth.
did happen? You went out to dinner with your tenant and
I
her
was supposed
cousin,
to-
and everybody drank. That part true?
No.
Right.
Well, here's what happened.
How about she's just your tenant? That's how, you don't pay her couch for her to then say, he was just loving on me,
I know
right?
it's not.
How about that? That's what I meant by keeping it professional.
Yeah, I agree
All
with
right.
you. Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you this. I'm going to pay this next month. That would be October. And I'm getting out in the middle. Just need to make enough to put my kids and I in a room until the house is ready. I'm washing my hands on every blanking thing alive. I'm going to clean your apartment, have it ready, keep the deposit. That deposit. I wish you the best. I'm getting a loan to start my cleaning business. Go back to your hood rat and hope she changes. And then it goes on and on and on.
That's not 30 days
Give them a date
notice.
that you were leaving, because that didn't happen. What you say here: A, you didn't pay October, and B, right, you didn't pay October.
That's because October was supposed to be paid for the work that I done in his
Except for
other
that's not
apartment.
what you said in the text, right? I don't know you.
Okay, now we have they're like weirdly dating. They're going to be business partners. She's an employee. She is a tenant. There's a lot of dynamics going on here. So first of all, she said it was September 28th that she sent that. That's not 30 days notice. She said, I'm moving mid-October. So that is not 30 days notice. Okay. Then she actually didn't pay October. So that's another problem. And I don't know what she was cleaning because her unit was bashed and her unit wasn't clean. But apparently she's going to have a cleaning company.
October because of work I did before. You don't say that in the text. All right, what you say in the text is I'm going to pay October. So you're making it hard for me to believe that he owed you money from a cleaning. So you don't pay October, and you don't leave in the middle of October. You leave a month later. Where's the notice that you're leaving on the day you left? There isn't. Okay. So now tell me about your counterclaim against him for $3,600. According to you, he owes you for cleaning what apartment?
His other apartment down the street from my house.
Okay. And why is it $600?
Because it was supposed to be the rent for October.
What is your rent?
$600.
So if it's supposed to be the rent for October and you didn't pay rent for October, why are you charging $600? Why would you also make $600 when you didn't pay rent?
Well, he got
Math.
a security deposit.
Okay. So
what?
the security deposit is how much?
$600.
Right, and that's in a separate line item in your lawsuit, so that's not the answer. According to you, after this blow up where you're using the F-bomb 1,000 times and you're telling him you're leaving, but you don't leave when you say you were going to leave, and all this stuff happens, you tell him you're going to pay October, but you don't pay October. When all that stuff is happening, you say he hired you after that to go clean an apartment?
No. I was cleaning an apartment over down the street from my house.
When?
It was November. Can I see the phone?
Yeah. While she's looking, did you hire her to clean apartments and mow lawns like she's saying?
Yes.
And did you pay her when she did that?
No, I did not. I gave her credit in my suit of $300 for cleaning an apartment. $600 to clean an apartment is just.
Okay, well, what
She
was the
came up with
agreement
that.
between the two of you about how much credit she would get for
$300.
cleaning an apartment?
$300.
That was the agreement? Do you have
And let me guess. They don't have that in writing.
anything to prove what you're saying, like a text back and forth about, can you clean the apartment, I'll pay you $300?
No.
Okay. Now, when did she clean the apartment?
This
After
was-
those nasty texts I saw,
No,
or
this
before?
is before that.
Okay. And you gave her credit you were planning on giving her credit for what, October? In October's rent?
I was gonna pay her the cash for doing it.
Okay, so what was the agreement, that you'd give her credit or that you'd pay her cash?
Pay her cash.
And how much were you gonna pay her? $300 for cleaning the apartment?
Yes.
And then how much for mowing lawns?
100.
You have a total you're suing for it. You are subtracting the security deposit, and you are subtracting $300 cleaning credit. Where's a $100 lawn mowing credit?
That credit was given in July when she did the cuttings, and she
So
paid
she reduced rent in July.
500 is all she paid in July.
Is that accurate, ma'am?
Yes. It is.
Okay, so if that's accurate, why are you trying to collect the $100 in
Because
this
that
lawsuit?
wasn't the only time that I did the lawn.
You're gonna have to prove that.
Okay.
So can you prove everything else you know lawns, 'cause you're
I just feel like for everything she says, she has to prove it, and we'll be here all night in all eternity waiting for her to go through the text messages to prove it.
lawsuit says 4 lawns.
I have text messages where I text him and I said that I was done, and that was
How
two.
does that prove what I just asked? If you want me to see that you did it 8 times and not 4 times, show me proof you did it 8 times.
Well, okay.
Yeah. All right. What is this a picture of?
That is the stove. If you scroll over, you'll see all the apartment, everything that.
Oh, that's the apartment you cleaned.
Correct.
All right, but why would it be $600? I pay people to clean. I've never paid $600.
It was $150 each day. It was literally.
Prove you took 3 days. How big is that apartment?
8.
Because my house doesn't take 3 days to clean. How big was the apartment? Come on. You know, when you do stuff like that, when we're quibbling over something ridiculous.
Okay. There's a few things here about judges. Not all judges are as touchy as her. But when a judge asks you a question, you answer the question asked. You don't answer the question you want to ask. You don't answer it and then have nothing to prove it with. And you don't bicker with the judge. But this is how these cases always are pretty amusing, because there's little to no structure to them. She's going to start breaking down how she came up with $600 to clean an apartment. I can't tell, based on how they're using the term apartment, if it's like an apartment building and she was cleaning the whole building, or it was a vacant apartment in another building he had and that she was cleaning the vacant apartment. An apartment is not that big. You take a couple hours to deep clean one apartment. That's how cleaning apartments works. And the prices vary. I could see it maybe being $150 to clean the apartment, because you should profit cleaning the apartment. It's a business. $600, that would be if she cleaned 4 apartments at $150 a pop. I'm still not sure when she says apartment if it's a single apartment or like the apartment building. That I don't get.
I lose faith in you.
Ma'am,
I don't want to lose faith in you. All right, slander and pain and suffering. Talk to me.
He told his girlfriend Brittany things about us on the internet. She started texting me off of
Like
his
what?
phone. For one, my house caught bed bugs from my daughter going to a sitter's, and he took care of that. But he let known, and his girlfriend Brittany posted a big post on the internet about me and my daughter.
What was she mad at? She thought you were into some funny business with him?
It was that night that he was
Yeah.
texting her.
Do you have a lease that talks about what late fees you're allowed to charge? Go on, I'm sorry.
Not only that, but he kept showing up at the house, telling us to get out. I got him
Telling you to get out, meaning
get
what?
out of his house. Yep.
What happened, what blow up happened that he would tell you to get out of the house?
When all that happened with Diamond, and then that same night, he like left, completely took off, and then I get texts from his phone from his girlfriend Brittany. And
Okay,
then
so
he
when
texted me
everything
back.
went south between you two after that, then you didn't have a cordial relationship.
Correct.
I need to hear your whole case on slander, pain, and suffering.
He was just showing up at the house, and then his girlfriend was posting things on the internet about me and my children.
Right,
I'm gonna see if the judge addresses it. If the girlfriend's posting stuff, I don't know if that's him committing the slander, if it's the girlfriend committing the slander. Because he can go and tell his girlfriend, hey, this is what happened. Slander is a completely different thing.
Can't hold against him something his girlfriend does.
Boom! Oh my goodness. It's like I almost know things.
It's just everything that he was telling her. And then I got all these text messages calling me about my name. Basically going in, telling me I'm mental and I need mental
Was
health.
that from
and-
him?
Yes, everything's
Right.
from him. And then not only that, but I had people calling they were asking, like he was asking around what was my new address. And then all of a sudden my truck was completely damaged. I had to turn it in and get a new car.
Do you have any evidence that was him?
I don't have any evidence. But
Okay.
Just like
November 15th, right?
my whole life is falling apart. It's all his fault.
I got
No
a picture
proof.
November the 16th from her showing the keys and that she said she was out.
Okay. Do you have pictures of how it looked when it was rented to you? How long did you live there?
I moved in November 16th.
Do you have pictures
2016.
of how it looked when they gave it to you?
I have videos of.
Do you have pictures of
before.
how it looked when you bought the place? What her apartment looked like when you bought the place?
I have an appraisal, but I do not have it with me, which
Okay. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Have move-in photos. Have move-in photos. Have move-in photos. And if you advertise the vacancy online, you have a good set of photos because you want to put your best foot forward when advertising the vacancy. Keep those photos. And then, day of, do a move-in walkthrough with the tenant. Go through a checklist. You can find them online. If you are part of an apartment association, they tend to have those checklists available. But do a move-in checklist and take photos. Take move-in photos. Okay.
I had plenty of pictures of.
Yeah, well, that
of
would be
all
good
the
to
rooms.
have so that I know
Yeah.
the condition it was in and can compare. But there are things that are obvious, you know.
Also, you're in court now. Like, this is your moment to shine. Oh, I have an appraisal somewhere. Well, you are in court. This is the moment. What helps him is that she doesn't have move-in photos. But if he wanted to go, hey, the unit was leased her in great condition, he needs to have those photos. And if he's talking about trying to deduct items from a security deposit, he should have, here's the before photos, and here's how she left it damaged, and this is, you see the difference here? That's what I'm charging for. So no, yeah, have an appraisal somewhere, that's irrelevant. You got to be ready for court that day. You get one shot only.
And then there are things that I don't know about. We're done. On his lawsuit against you, I find that you owe the rent. You're unable to find any 30-day notice that you gave him. You said during one angry moment that you would pay October and be out in the middle of October. That isn't at all what you did. What he needed was notice of the day that you were actually going to get out, so he knows when he can re-rent it. That's the concept behind notice. So you owe the 2.5 months rent. You owe late fees, not in the amount that you calculated because there was a security deposit, so that would cover the first of the late fees. So I've recalculated that. There are certainly damages that are there, and a lot of it is from whatever volatile relationship you allowed yourself, you were in and had in your house and on repeated occasions with your, was that the baby's father or no?
It was.
Yeah. And it's just a mess. It's not the amounts you're saying, but I'm allowing $1,000 for that. And on the couch and the television, no, he didn't rain that on you for keeps. That was just a favor he was doing so that you wouldn't have to pay double. Doesn't mean that you don't have to pay anything. So I'm adding that. I'm subtracting from this figure $300 of cleaning credit and $600 of security deposit, which takes care of two items in your lawsuit, the security deposit and the cleaning credit. Is not going to be the amounts you say. Slander and pain and suffering, I don't think you've proven a case for that. And the mowing of the lawns, you received a credit for that in July, and you're unable to prove to me that you did more than that after everything hit the fan. The most probative thing for me is what you say in the text to him. You say, I'm going to pay October, so I don't know. But he says, yeah, Judge, she's owed the cleaning, so we're going to put that in there. That leaves then, if I subtract the cleaning fee and the security deposit, a net judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $3,375.47. Verdict for the plaintiff, and you are winning on two items of your counterclaim in the amounts I previously said, and that's already being taken into account in the net judgment. $3,000.
So she didn't offset. So she countersued, the tenant countersued for credit for cleaning and the security deposit. So she prevailed in the sense, okay, we gave you those credits, but the judge reduced it to a credit she thought made more sense. But it offsets. So she's not going to go get a check for that money. It's going to offset the amount of money that the judge found in favor of the landlord.
$375.47. Verdict for the plaintiff.
So, when all is said and done, as the judge pointed out, you owe him $33.75. Okay, you got to give that back to him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
That's the judgment against you.
Yep.
And you're glad that you're out, I'm sure.
I mean, if she would have seen the video of the apartment as I was walking out, and yeah, but it's all right. I mean, it's all said and done. It's done and over with, and I'm ready to put all that behind me and keep moving forward.
Start a new life.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Thank
good
you.
luck to you.
Thank
you
you
very much. All right, Mr. Martucci, you were suing for $5,600. You get $3,375 back. Are you content with that?
Yes.
Satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
I'm ready to move on.
And it's over. They're gone.
That's it.
You too can start a new life, right?
That's it.
So to speak?
Yeah.
All right, good enough. Thank you very
thank
much.
you.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, no matter
The dude's pretty mellow, but also I don't know what else he's supposed to say in this situation. Move in photos. If you're going to go to small claims court, whatever you're claiming, you better have documentation to prove it. If you have some sort of agreement to do something, put in writing in some form somehow. An email, a text message, have it in writing. Oral things do not help you because then the judge can only go off what kind of makes sense to the judge or what seems more reasonable because you have nothing in writing. It's extremely important. This still does remind me slightly of the sugar baby case. Have appropriate relationships. What I think the judge took this as more of a business relationship, a landlord-tenant relationship, but made it very clear that these things were overstepped. That's why you keep things very separate. You create a wall and it's a business relationship. You're a landlord, you're a tenant, keep it that way. These things get very dicey, very emotional, very messy. And so the judge can only look at it from the business standpoint that it is, the landlord-tenant dynamic. And that's what prevailed here. And the fact that the tenant failed to have really any documentation proving what she said. So documentation is always very important. And I will close this out that if you like being informed about things, you can check out my newsletter and subscribe to it. It comes out every Sunday. It's free. I have a lot of informative things in there. And I link a lot of the videos to the million other topics I talk about that deal with landlord-tenant law. If you like this one, you might like the other ones that I've reacted to. Otherwise, that exhausted me for some reason. So I will see you in the next one. Thanks.